What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to SoCal Exploring, your number one stop for all things theme park related. In today's video, we are going to be talking a Know Before You Go Disney Springs edition. So I talked about this with the opening of City Walk Orlando. I put together a Know Before You Go, what you're going to need to know as far as parking goes, if you're going to need to wear a mask, how social distancing going to work with the new guidelines and everything. And I was waiting to do a Disney Springs version because they just announced that they're opening on May 20th a week ago, but they didn't release any details as far as the guidelines go. Well, today I'm filming this, May 16th, they have released the details and exactly everything that you need to know before attending Disney Springs, as well as when the different Disney-owned stores are going to be opening. We have an official date for that and much, much more. So let's get right into it. Before that, make sure to check us out on social media at SoCal Exploring Media on Instagram and at SoCal Exploring on Twitter. Purchase some of our merchandise, the official SoCal Exploring merchandise shop. It kind of renovated it a little bit right now. We also changed the name. It is now teespring.com/stores/keep-exploring. I changed it because there's multiple SoCal Explorings, and so it had like a little dash and then a number after it. It's kind of tricky to get to unless you click the link in the description. You can still click the link down in the description to visit that merchandise, but now it's teespring.com/stores/keep-exploring. Donate to our Buy Me a Coffee page today. buymeacoffee.com/SoCal Exploring. Donate $3 to help us produce higher quality theme park content. Big shout out to our donors that have donated as of recently. You guys help out a lot, and as always, subscribe with those bell notifications on to check out weekly theme park updates like the one that you're watching right now. That's right, Disney Springs will begin a phased reopening, a part of Walt Disney World Resort as a whole, beginning May 20th. So that is 2 days from now. Today that you're watching this, it is May 18th. 2 days from now, you will get to head out to Disney Springs at the Walt Disney World Resort as a part of its first phase of the phase reopening. And real quickly, before I dive into all the details, I want to say to all you Disney fans, all you theme park goers, do not feel ashamed to go out to Disney Springs. Have fun with it. Go out. You know, everyone's been waiting to get out. Just follow the proper guidelines that I'm going to talk about in this video. If you're not willing to follow the proper guidelines, then I think it's best that you stay home. Also, the people of Twitter, do not shame people for going out to Disney Springs. If they feel that's safe enough to go out to Disney Springs and have fun, let them go do that. If you don't feel like it's safe enough, then you stay home and look at it from the blogger point of view, or look at it from the social media point of view. The bottom line is, keep an optimistic mindset about this and just really think that everyone has different opinions and everyone should just be optimistic about stuff and positive, because we're all in this together. As we begin to reopen Disney Springs with a number of shopping and dining locations beginning May 20th, we are looking ahead to May 27th, when we will begin to reopen more of our Disney-owned shops and restaurants, including World of Disney, Deluxe Burger with mobile order, and the Marketplace Co-op. Like I said, May 20th, only third-party restaurants will be opening. Now, I don't know the exact list off the top of my head, so you may have to check your My Disney Experience app or go on the Walt Disney World website, but only third-party restaurants. So, for example, Starbucks could be open. There could be other restaurants open there that are all third-party restaurants, but nothing Disney-owned quite yet. However, a week later, 7 days later, the World of Disney will be opening. Deluxe Burger, all Disney-owned properties in Disney Springs, will be operating, and I think that there's going to be a lot more, like maybe even an NBA Experience could be opening. I know that's kind of like a toss-up, but we have seen with the opening of City Walk Orlando, it was a success the other day, and then literally the day afterwards, they opened up like 3 other restaurants that weren't open the first opening day. So let's hope it's the same result and success for Disney Springs. However, the demographic for Disney is a lot different compared to Universal, so we'll see. As we navigate through this unprecedented time as responsibly as we can, we have implemented a number of new safety measures based on guidance from health authorities such as the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and appropriate government agencies. We, along with our third-party operating participants, are all committed to a responsible reopening of Disney Springs. For our cast members, operating participant employees, and guests, there are 6 key things to know before arriving at Disney Springs, and they include limited parking and reduced entrances, temperature screenings prior to entry, face coverings required for everyone, physical distancing practices, including physically distanced queues and physical barriers, temporary operation modifications, including reduced hours at select locations, and no scheduled entertainment offerings or high-touch interactive areas, and last but not least, an increased focus on disinfecting and sanitation, including the addition of hand washing stations and hand sanitizers in key areas. Now, they have little tabs for each and every one of these 6 key things that we're going to break down, and they'll talk about how efficient I think it'll work out for Disney Springs. The first one is guest parking and entrances. During this initial phase, guests will be directed to self-park in the orange and lime garages. All surface parking lots will be closed, and at the opening of Disney Springs, they will have reduced guest entryways to 4 locations. Those 4 locations are the orange and lime garages, along with the Hotel Plaza Boulevard, pedestrian bridge, and rideshare location. The Grapefruit Garage entranceway will be restricted for the time being, however. With parking, I don't know how it could really help out with preventing the disease from spreading. I mean, I know there's a couple ways, but I mean, obviously they have to do a limited amount of parking. It just is how it is. You got to prevent tons of people from coming, and I'm pretty sure Disney Springs parking will be free. It is complimentary over at City Walk Orlando, so I'm pretty sure we'll see the same fate. But that's all I had to say about the guest parking. Move on to temperature screenings, where all guests will be required to undergo temperature screenings upon their arrival to Disney Springs. Just like Universal, guests will undergo temperature screenings in these different locations: the orange and lime parking garages and the marketplace entrance to serve guests from the Hotel Plaza Boulevard pedestrian bridge and the rideshare drop-off lot. Now, if you have 100 degrees, 0.4 fever or higher, you will not be permitted onto Disney Springs property. That's just how it is. I also don't know if they're going to be using the same technology that Shanghai Disneyland is implementing with their theme park, where it's facial recognition. I don't think they're set up for that quite yet. I think that they're still going to go the route of using the little radar guns to scan their head, and it's quick, it's simple. It looked like it worked very efficiently at City Walk Orlando. I think it's going to work here at Disney Springs as well. And of course, cast members will have to do the temperature screening process as well before entering their shift or whatever they're going to do at Disney Springs. This is a limited contact, and there's 3 different little sub tabs, which is face coverings, physical barriers, and cashless transactions. Face coverings: all guests ages 3 and older will be required to wear a face mask, and it will be one that they had to bring from home. I'm sure they'll be selling them like a week from now at the World of Disney store. You know, the merchandise line that they just came out with for the face mask. I'm sure they'll be selling those there. So, but for now, you have to bring one from home. Physical barriers have been added in select places where it is difficult to maintain strict physical distancing guidelines. These may be visible in areas around cash registers or guest relations, for example, to help ensure proper distances between people. So like at a cash register, wherever you're at, there'll probably be a box that's saying like 6 feet away from the actual register where you can't stand. Same with guest relations. All the normal stuff that we see, it helps out a lot, and it helps out with social distancing, because social distancing is a big thing that's preventing this virus from spreading even bigger than it already is. And then of course we have cashless transactions. Disney is recommending everybody to try mobile order out. At this time, it is recommended all guests use cashless or contactless payment options such as credit cards, debit cards, Disney gift cards, Disney rewards, redemption cards, and mobile wallets, including Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Samsung Pay. Now, I know some of these locations, like restaurants, will allow mobile order. You just have to check your My Disney Parks Experience app, but for the most part, they're not taking cash. They're only wanting you to do credit or debit card. Physical distancing and capacity measures, that's one that we've basically already touched up on. There's going to be 6 feet social distancing markers all scattered throughout Disney Springs, as well in these different venues that will be open. Cleanliness and sanitization. We've increased cleaning and disinfection in high traffic areas such as public elevators and escalators, handrails, benches, tables, handles, restrooms, and more. Additionally, Disney Springs will open with hand sanitizer and hand washing locations, and guests are highly encouraged to use these while visiting. So cast members will be wiping down the different railings, the different benches, all that other stuff all over the place constantly. I'd say every like 5 minutes they're gonna wipe it down, maybe even within a shorter time span than that, maybe even every 3 minutes. And you're also going to be seeing tons and tons of hand sanitizing locations scattered throughout Disney Springs, especially when the theme parks open back up eventually. I know Losh was telling me that when he was out at City Walk that there was a hand sanitizer every like 10 feet, so be expecting that at Disney Springs. Definitely going to be the new normal. It's going to be interesting, but it also, like I've said with all this other stuff that I've talked about before, it is in a way helps us a little bit more, because even if when the coronavirus does eventually go away, then I feel like they should keep some of these hand sanitizers here to keep people more sanitary and keep their parks clean. The last one, of course, is cast training. We're further emphasizing our strong culture of health and safety among our cast members and operating participant employees, and we'll continue to provide new training and reinforcement as we will navigate through the reopening phases. We've talked about this one before with the new guidelines that, Dr. Pam Himmel came out and said they're going to be not retraining, but giving cast members specific training to deal with these new COVID guidelines, so you won't have to worry about cast members like not doing the right thing. I'm sure there will be some of those idiots that won't do the right thing, but for the most part, Disney's actually going to train the cast members to prepare for this new normal in this unprecedented time at Disney Springs and the theme parks when they open up. Disney has not released official hours for Disney Springs quite yet. However, to get a base off of what it could be, City Walk Orlando hour at the Universal Orlando Resort is operating from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. So maybe Disney Springs will do something along the lines of that. And do keep in mind, not opening day, May 20th, because I know I had Losh go out there on opening day of City Walk, but I feel like there's less to do at Disney Springs than there is compared to City Walk. So we are going to wait till May 27th. Losh will be out there filming a vlog for you guys, and you will see it on this channel, just like how he did with City Walk. He is my new representative for SoCal Exploring, so subscribe to him down below. He's my Orlando representative for SoCal Exploring, that is. But hey, do you think that these will help out with preventing the disease at Disney Springs? Will you be out there on May 20th, or are you going to wait till May 27th, or are you going to wait to even longer along the lines of that? I do encourage all guests who are attending Disney Springs opening day or whenever you're going, follow the guidelines, follow the guidance of cast members. You guys need to follow the guidance of everything that's going on at Disney Springs, because you don't want the government or health officials to see that people aren't following guidelines, and then they close these different experiences like Disney Springs and City Walk and not open the theme parks anytime soon at all. But as long as we follow the rules, I'm sure we can see theme parks opening, at least in Orlando, within the first week of June or maybe even mid-June. You've been watching SoCal Exploring. Follow all of our socials down in the description. Subscribe if you're new here with those bell notifications on. My name is Scott. Positivity is key, and most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.